Twitch breaks records for stupidity. But do you know who else is breaking records? Apex Legends. Apex Legends broke their highest concurrent player base recently, which is crazy.
215,000 peak players on Steam alone. Now, that is excluding their console gamer base as well. And it's now on the Switch. So PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC. Their community is booming.
Yeah.
And the thing that's baffling about it, did anything new or crazy happen? I mean, no, not really.
A month ago.
They added a new POI. They added caustics treatment plant to the map in Kings Canyon, which is just one of their 3 maps, right? There's 2 in rotation this season between Kings Canyon and Olympus, which is a relatively new map. But Kings Canyon got a new POI. Other than that, it's really no different. They have some new voiceover lines that kind of ties into the lore and the story. And like just a new mechanic of just little tiny rings of death that pop up around the map. But it's really nothing brand new or crazy other than the new POI, which is kind of interesting. But they actively support their game. And they're constantly releasing like new skins. I actually tweeted about this today. They do not go halvesies on their skins. Like they go balls to the wall in those skins. They look phenomenal. Their artists do just an incredible job with that. They have a new sandbox update. They are constantly updating the meta in that game. I mean, Fortnite had this where it was like for the longest time, right? Pump shotguns, double pumps. Remember that whole season? It took them forever to actually like rotate new things in, change and shake up the meta. Apex is just constantly doing that. Oh, we hear you guys. The Mastiff is like, it's a must-have right now. So what do? Nerf the damage on that. We're going to pump up some other numbers. We're going to introduce some new hop-ups into the season. You know, it's just constantly rotating how the game actually plays out. And the community responds to it, and their numbers reflect that. They actively support their game.
And something interesting is like the numbers are like this, right? They're just like going up. It's not like Destiny numbers actually were equal to this, but it's on new releases. It's like Beyond Light
spike down.
It's like that, and it's
the very next month. Bam! It's a sharp decline
to the ground. Like Apex Legends is slowly growing, and it's like. That's crazy. And it shows, hey, free-to-play PvP game. So is Destiny, dude. So is Destiny. Why aren't we getting 250,000 people just for PvP? Because it's in a horrible state right now. And it kind of shows like, hey, maybe the time to like take 6 months to try to balance the game perfectly, it's just not going to happen. Like these quick, like you said, these quick meta adjustments to constantly keep the game fresh, that's the way to go.
But also think like if you're a brand new player who's like, hey, I've heard Destiny's great, and you jump in and you've got your blue guns, and you're getting shit on. You're getting shit on by 120 god-rolled hand cannons. Like you're not gonna have a good time. You're not gonna have a good time. But even then, you're like, well, how is that hunter jumping so high and moving so fast? And how is that warlock dashes? Like there's so many things in the game that I think are not obvious to start, but also like to get into Destiny and to get into PvP and be at a competitive spot, it's kind of tough. You got to play a lot of PvE and you got to do a lot of leveling. You do a lot of different things, and I think that's one thing. Is honestly, if there was just like a PvP only, like well balanced Destiny game, I'm sure it would kick ass. But with the PvE aspects and what it requires to get into the game, it's one of those games that it has incredible movement. It has incredible gunplay.
It's fantastic.
But it just doesn't have accessibility, in my opinion. And when you look at Apex, it has really good shooting and movement. That was one of the things that people praised is it's like Titanfall movement. Really, really, really good movement. Yeah. And
that's the thing. Destiny could be right there on the PvP side alone. Collectively, entire community, Steam charts for Destiny right now is like, let me get this right. I think it's about a fifth of the overall PC player base for Apex. So Apex, PvP alone, Battle Royale, and Destiny's full community, not just PvP, full community on Steam is roughly a fifth of Apex's right now on Steam charts. I think Destiny's PvP alone could be a competitor with Apex for concurrent average players if they supported it as actively as as Respawn supports Apex Legends. I really do, because like you said, Destiny, with Bungie's team, Bungie's history, their gunplay is absolutely phenomenal. Their movement, absolutely phenomenal. And these things, they just get swallowed up in, especially the current season. Stasis takes away your movement and it overwrites your gun skill. And so they're like two best features of their game get completely overshadowed by Stasis right now. I think if they were just, don't tell me they don't have the capital, and don't tell me they don't have the manpower. They had the capital to double their studio, you know?
Yeah, almost triple it.
Like, bro, someone just needs to make the choice to say, listen, we have said it's going to be a priority, but we have no new maps to show for it. We have sandbox updates that are so spaced out that people just get absolutely livid with the current state of things and leave before we ever do anything to shake it up. Like, it's got to be more consistent.
I have a question for you.
Shoot.
Even if they do commit, and even if they do balance changes, can they actually do that though? Could they actually compete? Because they do have the movement and they do have the gunplay. But even if they balance it, who's gonna jump in and ignite that fire in people and be like, "Oh, this game is sick."
You cannot count out.
But like Summit's not coming back to play it and try it. Dr. Disrespect's not coming back and playing it.
You can't count out some of the major Destiny PvP
There's
guys.
No way. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
Jake pulls in incredible numbers
for a Destiny audience, though. What I'm saying is
sure.
the widespread people aren't going to know.
I'm using him as a case study, though. Even he has transitioned into, like, even today, he did Apex Legends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's even to the point where he's like, do we do some other stuff? But he's not the first. Okay? We lost Crafty. We lost Lupo. We lost, some major players that pulled in a ton of interest. And you can't count out the influence of these huge creators.
Yep.
I mean, if TSM Crafty comes back to playing this game full time and revive, I mean, there's people who have been disinterested in Destiny for years, and if they see Crafty, their guy that they went to every single weekend, that nostalgia kicks in. If we've learned anything from the gaming community, it's that nostalgia sells. You see these guys coming back, you're like, I'll check it out. I'll watch a stream, man. Like the good old days of watching Crafty play some trials, and then you're watching, you're like, bro, this is actually looking pretty good. It's free to play. I may as well install it.
That's the thing. It's like it's poised to Destiny is poised to blow up. It's just got to be good again, right? And I mean, PvE wise, this season not so bad, right? With battlegrounds and so on, and the weapons and so on. But like, yeah, Apex is smashing because they just have a really responsive dev team that's really passionate about their game. And I'm not saying Destiny isn't. I'm not saying Bungie isn't passionate. But maybe part of Bungie isn't passionate. The part that seems to be really focusing on this new IP that they're constantly talking about. We're going to get a new IP, or why don't you focus on your current IP that's funding your tripling of your studio clearly, but the players are like dying for content. It's like you're going to have to I hope Bungie sees the potential in Destiny that like I see, and that I'm sure TV and even Tash you see. Like there's potential there. They just got to believe in their dang game. It almost feels like sometimes when you read, it's like, oh, we're looking at like a new IP, new IPs. It's like, are they looking for an out? Are they like done with Destiny? Like, probably not, because they hired so many people onto Destiny. But it's like, you really need to give it the attention it deserves and needs.
And maybe this is a movement time, with COVID and moving the studios. Maybe it's just like a lull, and maybe it starts kicking ass long term. And I think that's what we all hope for. But let's move on.
At the top level, Luke Smith is and Noseworthy are out. Not out, but they're focusing on alternative media. So like you said, a PvP only, like what if they just did like a Destiny brand? Like they own the Destiny IP. So Destiny Legends, like Apex Legends, Destiny Legends, dude. And you play Saint 14 and it's PvP only, and there's no random rolls. You pick your weapons or whatever. And that's it. And that's the that's the pure PvP Destiny. It's a different game. What if they did that?
They got the lore, they got all the models, right?
Destiny 2 Legends. I'll take 1% royalties, Bungie. That's
and do like Destiny StarCraft as well.
But
Like,
dude, that
Halo
would pop.
Wars.
Imagine like not battle royale, right? But you pick your character. You can pick Safe 14. You can pick Osiris. You can pick Zavala, right? You can pick Eris. You can pick your character, right? They have like maybe they all have one ability, right? Or like it's a grenade, or it's whatever, or it's like a really weak version of a super, but it takes forever to charge. I don't know.
No,
Make it happen.
Listen.
And then you don't have to worry about random rolls.
Diablo Destiny. You're running around as Zavala with a sword and have Fist of Havocing. I mean,
Call it Destiny: The Golden Age, and you go and all these different planets, right? And you go and you it's all about getting treasure, getting that Golden Age treasure in tech.
maybe.
I've actually okay. I know. I'm gonna get crucified for this. I've actually thought so many times, as somebody who still really enjoys a really well developed and fleshed out battle royale. Man, how cool would it be to have a class-based battle royale in the Destiny universe where you're like, I'm gonna play as this fallen captain, right? Or maybe it's a Kel, a named Kel from the lore, and you've got his whole loadout, his abilities. Captains can do that little teleport thing. They've got their swords for up close. They got the shotgun for, what I'm saying? Or you could play as a Hive Knight, or you could play, what I'm saying? Like, that would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd be down with it.
I'd give it a shot.